How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Fourever Arsenal podcast. Coming up to the end of the season, game week 38 is a matter of days away. The Premier League title will be decided. If it wasn't decided on Tuesday night, with Manchester City beating Tottenham away 2-0. We've got Everton at home. They've got West Ham at home. 2 points separates us. 1 goal and goal difference separates us. So tight, but yeah, after that Tottenham result and whatnot, I feel like, yeah, we are all resigned to seeing City lift the title on Sunday. But there's an inkling of hope, I guess. And I didn't think that Tottenham had a prayer against them. But at half time, I started overthinking to myself, and here I am. James,
at least goal difference won't matter.
Nah. I mean, if they draw, they draw. That's it.
I'm actually quite happy about that. Last thing I needed on the final day was us 1-0 up and then 6-0 up.
Yeah, imagine that. It's just bad enough losing it in a couple of points, let alone on goal difference. That'd just be crazy. But yeah, James, Lee, Jordan back in the building. Bite size forever, people. It has to be bite size today, car. Jordan's got work. Why are you laughing?
It's just the way you out me. Because everyone's gonna be saying, "Oh, we only got a shorter version because of Jordan." It's just more ammunition to
I'm very honest with my people. That's why they support me. That's why they back me. They love the honesty. So you gotta keep it 100. Yeah. So Jordan said, "Fuck this pod." He said he's out at 9. So he said he doesn't give a shit. So lucky we got him here for about half an hour.
Actually, we've got 14 more minutes. So can we hurry up, guys? I've got to go in a minute.
Would have been more if someone had been on time, not blaming his internet.
Lee, I mean, I didn't want to say it, but
not blaming his internet. Have you seen the prediction table? Let me bring it up now. Do you think I give a shit about being late or not being late anymore?
We always said it goes on the next year, like, you know what I mean? We did say that. You know, it's the new. I get it. You know, my alarm don't go off. I blame
it. It was my internet.
I get it.
Get ready, guys, because the new kit's coming out. Actually, by the time this is out, the kit would have been launched.
Yeah.
And I like that limited edition signed by the whole Invincibles team version of the shirt, you know, with my name on the back, framed as well. Comes to about 272 quid. So if we can just
we contribute to it, you know what I mean? Don't worry about that.
No, fantastic. That's good of you, Lee. Thank you, mate.
No problem.
James, did you see how long it took? It took people to pay me last year. Lee in particular. I think he paid me this year for last year. This is where I won't out Jordan, but I'll say big up Jordan. Paid me nice, swiftly out of the way. Listen, he might.
No. Hold on. Let's remember. Because you were late so often, me and Lee held back the payment.
Thank you, James. We had a pact.
And then Jordan goes, "Wait, so can I get my money back?"
Yeah, he asked for his money back for a little while, like, you know what I mean. So he'll make this pack and that.
You haven't paid.
He's too nice at times. Threw his money in.
Have you seen We're the Millers?
Say that again.
When they're all there going like, you know, you're getting 10 grand for this. I'm only getting $1,000. You guys are getting paid?
Listen, I've got to say that, you know, James comes over as a nice guy, right? But he privately messaged us and said, "F this, we are not paying on time for this." Like, you know what I mean? And I went with James. I went with him. You know, Jordan being Jordan.
Right, the teams have well and truly been split. If 2 teams form this season, then we are back to 4 individuals next season. There's been too much dirt going on behind the scenes. I don't like it. I'll stand on my own 2. I don't need James. I don't need Jordan, and I certainly don't need Lee.
I'll tell you what, there's no way I'd join with you. I'll tell you that.
You've got Julian, so I'm sure you're good.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'd rather have Robbie. I'll tell you that.
All right, let's get into it. It's a surprise we're all smiling as much as we are today, but it is a couple of days after the fact. And the fact is Tottenham lost 2-0 to City. City's last away game out the way. And they're leading the race. I mean, how are we feeling 48 hours after essentially knowing that we just don't seem to have done enough this season?
I'm a piece of it.
I think I am too as well. I went big on the last pod, didn't I? I was really optimistic. I was very positive. I was adamant that Spurs were going to get something.
Should we unveil what was said after? Or
You lot are just snitches out here, man. You lot just snitching.
There's no way if any of three of you said, let's do a robbery together, like, it's certain.
It's embarrassing, Lee. It's embarrassing.
Because as soon as one of you gets caught, Judges was there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not having it like that. I mean, like, what's a joke? You know what I mean? The great train robbery, like, you know what I mean? Grassed up after 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
So anyway, yeah, I was very positive on the last podcast, hoping that Spurs would, thinking Spurs would get something, but they didn't. And I think, as Lee said, I think I'm kind of at peace now at the fact that it's very, 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 very likely that City are going to be the champions. If we just do Spurs quickly first, I thought Spurs played okay for an hour of that game. I don't think Spurs players were thinking like the fans were thinking in terms of trying to throw the game. And I thought they competed. They had a couple of chances. They kept City out. But ultimately, City are a better team. Now, there's the Son chance, of course. Son is one of the best players in the league, actually, one-on-one. So it was it was a bit surprising to see him miss that chance. I think there's an element of, if that chance is in any other game against any other team, does he score it? Probably. But that's very different from him trying to not score, if that makes sense. I don't think he was going through one-on-one and thinking, I'm going to just chuck it in. I think he tried to score, but I just think the circumstances and in that particular moment, the combination of not the perfect finish, a good save, meant that he didn't score. So unfortunate for us. I was losing I was going crazy when he didn't score, because I thought he was going to score, and I think if that's 1-1, I think that's the league. I think that's the league for us. I think we're in. But then again, City are our top teams. There's nothing to say that City might not score a late goal, won the game anyway. So we just don't know. But it was definitely a pivotal moment. And the way I kind of see it now, guys, is it's just not our time. It's just not our time. Our time's coming. I did watch your fan cam, Turkish and Lee, after the United game. Our time is coming, man. It is definitely coming. We've just got to keep knocking on the door. We've got to keep working hard. We just got to keep making the right decisions. I mean, recruitment-wise. I mean, selection-wise. I mean, substitution. We've got to make good. We're making good decisions. We're working hard. It's coming. But the mere fact is that we'll see after Sunday if there's something freakish that happens. But it's looking like it's just not our time. And I think we have to take solace in the fact that we've worked hard. We've played good football. We've pushed them all the way. The key thing now is beat Everton. That's the key thing now. Just beat Everton. Do you know what I mean? Even if it doesn't mean anything, it's really important now. Just beat Everton, and let's see the season off with a bang rather than a whimper. But it's just not our time.
Sunday, guys.
Yeah, it's a fun Sunday. We've earned it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel been a lot of pressure on us as fans this season, going to games and everything like that. The Tottenham game, which James will allude to in a minute, which I think is a fantastic point. We've had pressure at Man United. There's been times when, as much as I wanted to enjoy games, I've not been able to enjoy games because of the pressure and whatever. But it's gone now, and then just go there on Sunday and enjoy what has been a very, very good season. I know we haven't picked up nothing, but I'm proud of what we've done this season. We've gone toe to toe with a team that's won it, 3 times on the spin, treble winners last season, unbeaten against them. So there's things we can improve on. As for the game against Tottenham, just a couple of points that I've got. I'll say I'm at peace with that game as well, because I think the Spurs did give it a good shot. Actually better than what I thought that they was going to do. Like me and Turkish were saying, what do you think at half time? We said it would be done at half time. They kept it very, very compact. They'd given Manchester City a game which is more than what a lot of other teams have done in the last few weeks or months. On another day, they might have got something. The fact of the matter is that they weren't quite good enough to do that on the day. And that's what we said. Going back to the song chance, yes, I've heard people saying he missed it deliberately and all that. He missed a very, very good chance against us in the North London derby. Put it over the bar when he was clean through, but people seem to forget about that. So, after watching Spurs, I think if that's what Song's been playing like all season, what most people have been saying, they've got a few problems, Tottenham, what to do with him, because he was shocking. But And I will say this: I don't think it would have finished 1-1 after that game. 1-1 was not good for both teams. That chance came in the 85th minute. There was another 15 minutes of football. Both teams would have been going for it. Hell, it would have been such an open game. Something would have give. It might have been that Tottenham won it. I don't know, but like it would not have finished 1-1. And you know, the Spurs fans, did they let their club down? Not really. It's their choice. I will say this though about Tottenham Hotspurs fans. 2 years ago, I walked out of that stadium to a carnival, celebrating, going mad. Champions League football we've got, and singing it all on the terraces and everything like that. The Tottenham streets were empty as we come out because they was all inside partying for the top four. 2 years later, they're celebrating not getting top four and celebrating and saying we're not ready for top four. I didn't hear them singing that when they got to top four. So is it really Champions League football, or is it they got one over the Arsenal?
Yeah.
Oh, look, Angie stressed that himself, and you know what? I'm gonna take a second to say credit to Ange. I think he's getting a lot of stick from his own fans that just doesn't really make sense to me. I think his comments before the game and his comments after the game, and some of the incidents throughout the game, mainly the one where he's talking to the fan, it shows he's a winner. You know, and listen, I understand the rivalry, and I understand fans know about the rivalry and feel the rivalry a lot more than a manager that's just come in wherever he's coming from. But you've got to understand that a manager is there to win. These same fans are not going to give him any grace 8 games into next season if it's not going well for them, but he didn't have Champions League money to work with. They're not going to look back and say, oh, we threw that City game. We're going to give him another season to challenge or miss out on top 4. He's a winner. He's upset. And that whole foundation's both on and off the pitch. I mean, that's something we've kind of known for years. You know, it's been hard for us to say it because they've been finishing above us. Our foundations haven't been great over the years in the Emirates era. But I don't understand the backlash that he's getting for comments that are so real, so true. I mean, they should like the manager more after statements like that. He's trying to elevate the level of the club, but at the same time realizing the level of the club he's at. The montages are funny though when you see Jose, Conte, and then Ange all essentially saying the same thing. It's just. And they're laughing and singing about it. It's just, what the fuck?
I do get the fans. I understand. We've been very, very fortunate in all my life of supporting Arsenal. I've never, ever gone to an Arsenal game wanting to lose. I'm very fortunate. Like, when I look at it, I think very fortunate. That's how it should be. But we've never been put in that situation. They've been put in that position on many of occasions. Why? Because they're not an elite club. That is a fact. They're a big club, but they're not an elite club because we've never been like that. In fact, I've wanted Spurs to win more games. There's times, you know what I mean. It'd be very interesting next season. What Tottenham fans, will they be going to first game of the season if they got Man City? Will they be going them in their Man City shirts? Because I tell you what, if they'd be doing us a favour if they break them. I want when they play Man City next season, I want Spurs to win. I won't be cheering them on, but I will want them to beat them because it benefits us.
Yeah, I mean, the Postecoglou discussion is interesting because this is one of those rare situations in football where I think the fans and the managers just need to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And the fans absolutely have a point. I get it. I'd be the same if I were an Arsenal fan. I would have been conflicted. I totally see where they're coming from. But you're right. Any of them who are mad at Postecoglou for his stance on it, as now reports have come out that even members of the coaching staff were, sort of making jokes, well, shall we field the reserves? And Postecoglou wasn't having it. And this guy, like you said, he's here to win. He does not care about, he doesn't care about who's winning the trophies that he wants to be winning. All he's worried about is the fact that he's not winning them. So it's one of those they need to just, agree to disagree. But Tottenham fans who are holding on to it, this is what I'd say. In the moment, I'd sympathise with them and I get it and I'd have been the same. But now it's done. They have to surely agree and understand his position and surely be like, okay, for one game, I have to disagree with you, Ange, but your general stance, I get it. And some of the arguments like, well, he shouldn't have put us in this position by not, changing before and losing those games. We think he meant to lose them. Like, didn't mean to, but he still had a chance. He had a chance and he fought to the end where Tottenham fans didn't. And that's fine. But you got to get his perspective. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's ultimately, it's a shame that Tottenham or Man City, went into that game up against a Tottenham that wanted to win and gave it a go and had a go. And actually, I think your perspective on it is so right, isn't it? That even if Son gets that equaliser, they're chucking on 10 minutes added time with still another 5 to go. I'm not convinced that game ends 1-1. So I think it's a bit of a shame that City didn't go to Tottenham, when it's a full stadium singing and waving flags and all that, because that is a different task. Tottenham away for City this season was different to Tottenham away for us this season. But, fine. That can happen. I'm sure there've been moments where the games were easier for us in another way because of injuries or whatever. That's just how it worked out. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans. I'd love to know what you three think. I've seen a lot of blaming Son for the miss, and I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, that miss will haunt me forever." And even Jamie Carragher, I thought, was sort of saying, "Well, that miss will be the moment for Arsenal." And I don't know I can't live my life like that. I don't know. That happened in a game where Vicario made a wonder save to deny Foden and Dragusin cleared it off the line with a header. If we're talking about all the chances in that game that should have gone in the back of the net, it's 4-1 City. So I just can't. Yeah. I know it was late in the game. I know Son always buries that. And I don't normally plug videos on my channel, but I did a video on my channel titled The Fine Margins of Football. And the thumbnail is Son through on goal, one against us where he scores. Almost the exact same thing, same corner he goes for and he gets it. And one against City where he gets it wrong. Both in the same season, both chasing an equaliser, both the same player, same manager. He gets one, he doesn't get the other. And that might, that finish that he got right once and didn't get right in the other might be the difference between us being 2 points behind and 2 points ahead. The fine margins are so tight, but I can't really live my life thinking that was it. The Son moment was the title. Because so many other things can happen after, do we go into this weekend with the nerves and the pressure of win it and you're champions? And so it's just me. I can't redo that.
I do think it was a title. But I don't think it's the moment that some might, but I don't think it's a moment I'm going to look back on. I mean, no. 98, 99. I can't remember a Tottenham chance against United that I look at and think if they made it 2-0 in that game, what would have happened, or similar circumstances around it. At the end of the day, Aston Villa, 0 points out of 6, 0 goals scored. Fulham, 1 point out of 6. Those are the 4 fixtures I'm looking at. A couple of goals extra in one of those games would probably win the league. But, people can look at City and they are trying it. You should have taken it to City. All right, hindsight's 2020. We've seen it. We've lived it. So it's easy to say we should have done that at the time. But we've also got to live and learn about Man City. It's easier watching them do it against Liverpool. But when you're in it with them, you do hope they're going to drop points in one game. We're learning, We're learning. You have to live it to learn it. And yes, Liverpool fans have told us, yes, we've seen Liverpool miss out by a point with Man City winning the last 15, 16, 17 games of the season. We've seen it all. We know Pep's a genius. But when you're in it, part of football,
so right, so it's just
part of football is hoping and believing. You're in it thinking,
so right.
Again, they've done it to Liverpool 3 times. Are they going to do it again 4 times, 5 times? Are they going to bottle it? Is it their time now to... All of these things go through your mind.
Well, one of the oh bloody hell! I started a point and then I forgot it halfway through. Damn, I've never done that before. Carry on, Lee. You go.
No, I was just saying it's a great point. We've watched that Liverpool Man City from afar, if I'll be honest, and probably Liverpool have scored in the last minute, or Manchester City have come back and won 2-1, and we've just gone, oh, that's a typical City, and just got on with our lives because that's how it was. Just going back to that song chance against Tottenham and then against Arsenal and against Man City. There's a massive difference in that. He was on form when he was playing in the beginning of the season. Like, you know, Song is not the same player that he was at the beginning of the season. He's just that the season took its toll on him. I think he's missing chances wherever. And Spurs fans want him sold now, like, because they're worried that he's gone over the hill, like, you know. And it's just at that moment in time. Listen, I don't blame Tottenham for that. If I look back at, you know, it's never been from. You can go back. You can say the Aston Villa game. If someone said to me, "Why haven't Arsenal won the league this season?" It's been our home form. We've dropped too many points at home. Our away form is exceptional, but at home, I'm sorry, like 2-2 against Fulham, 2-2 against Spurs, defeat against Aston Villa, defeat against West Ham. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. You've got to get, you know, one win out of it, another 3 points out of that. You win the league. Our home form has been the one that's been disappointing this season, and we've got fantastic support home. But and it's a different game. Look at the chances we create at home and don't take. We've got to be a little bit more ruthless. Away from home, we're very, very ruthless. Get 1 or 2 chances, goals. Our home form has got to be improved on. It really has.
Well, a quote that Declan Rice said after the Villa game that did the rounds, and Arsenal fans were probably frustrated after the defeat, but they were really critical of his mentality. He said, if you can't win the game, don't lose it. And a lot of people weren't happy. But while I can sort of sit here and say, because I genuinely believe...
Which game was that? Sorry, James? Which game?
Villa, when we lost at home 2-0. Okay. Now, people weren't happy with that quote. Now, if I just plant that seed and come back to it in a sec, I felt that, you know, with the fine margins and the moments, you know, like I said, that Son miss and, you know, the Trossard miss against Villa, whatever, you sort of think, in my opinion, I look at a lot of it and go, for me, this doesn't feel like a coaching issue. I feel like we go again, do a lot of the right things. It will come, it will happen. But if there's one thing I will say, you know, you reflect on, you go, Arsenal do need to learn from it. And we go back to that Declan Rice quote. We've won as many games as City this season, 27 each, but they've only lost 3. And if I'm being really harsh on myself and Arsenal, if we go back to the start of the season, as someone said, Arsenal are going to lose 5 games this season. That's a fact. I've looked into the future. We're losing 5 games. Do we win the title? My answer is no. 5 feels like too many. I don't think anyone has won the title in the last 5-6 years losing 5 games. And so while people had an issue with Declan Rice, he had a point. You know, West Ham and the Fulham defeats back to back. At the time, if someone said, all right, but if there were 2 draws, would you have been happy? No, none of us would have been happy. But those 2 draws would have kept us in the title race now. And all these ifs, buts, and maybes are very easy because maybe those 2 extra points push City to then go and get another. You don't know how these things impact one another. You know, one of the reasons I think City got to 98 points was because Liverpool got to 97. And if Liverpool only got to 90, they probably would have won it on 92. You know, I do believe you push and whatever. But the point I'm really making here is, there is something about being formidable and like, even when we're bad, you don't beat us. And the problem with Arsenal, we've not been good. We've been beatable. When we've had an off day, we've lost those games. You know, what Ortega did, and everyone, I haven't brought up the Raya conversation in a while, but Ortega won them that game. Has Raya won us a game? And you know, you can then flip it the other way. You know, Haaland got 2 goals in that game for the 3 points. Havertz has been really, really good. Sorry, I know people in the comments are going, oh, the Havertz Raya comment. No, okay, fine.
No, you're right.
Make it about
you're
others.
So right.
But what I'm trying to say is, who's our match winner? You know, like, and I think this summer, it's either about asking ourselves, forget the players individually, but it's about who are our decisive moments players that turn that draw into a win and that defeat into a draw, and actually make us a team that go, we weren't that good today, but you still couldn't beat us because we just had too much. And I think that is just the next step for Arsenal. I will say, I am just such a, call it hopeless romantic, whatever you want, that, you know, I'm waking up on Sunday with a smile on my face because I know it's possible, and I will be hoping. And then at 6 p.m. when it's done, then I'll probably
it'll be
really
done
feel
by
it.
10 past 4, James.
Maybe, but what if? What if
it'll be 2 or 3 new up before we even know it? Like, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
but that's okay. It's okay.
But, yeah, absolutely. But what
They
if
have got
what if
form.
at quarter to 5 it's not? What if at quarter to 5 it's 0-0? We're 1-0 up, and we're all at half time going, "Oh."
They do have form in the last game of the season. QPR 2012, Aston Villa 2 years ago. They won those games.
They'll beat them
in the end.
6-0. But
No, I agree. I agree, James. But I'm just saying, they do
Yeah.
have form for wobbling on the last day. I think they'll win the league. But
Listen, we haven't been in this position before, certainly at the Emirates. But say if we are winning 3-0, and there is
come on, you
1-0 West Ham.
Sorry.
Is everybody going to leave the stadium and go and watch it on TV in the concourse, or what are they going to do?
Jordan went to the trophy parade, man. He's, you must have a shirt ready to whip out.
I'm there. I'm there on Sunday. I'm at the Etihad on Sunday, so
There you
I'm
go.
gonna be
You got in the away end?
No, in the press box. Come on, in the press box. I'm press box. But I'll be there. And my fear, James, is that I'm going to be at Man City on Sunday when the real party might be in London. It might be down in the Emirates.
That would be the most Jordan thing ever. Come on,
it would.
That would be the best Jordan thing ever. That will, like, and we're like, that would be, I think we're gonna do it now, lads. I've to change your mind.
Lee, I'm
I'll
trying to
the
bring my
league.
bad
I'm
luck
reporting for
to
Manchester.
Man City. Yeah.
I've got to say, guys, karma for the ages would be that we win it on the final day, and the Spurs fans just, all of that for nothing. All of that, we're fine missing out on top 4. We didn't really support our team. All of that for nothing. Like, that would be, and it won't go that way, but that would be, and even all the like post-mortems are being done already on like where we lost it and what went wrong. Just for all of that, please, come on, it'd be just gold. That is a perfect way to win it. I have to say, that would have been, if someone, the script writers, that's the best way to do it. But we just know.
I think to go back to what Lee's first point, I just think we've just got to enjoy Sunday. We've earned the right to enjoy. It'll be a lovely day. Let's just, and we might be 3-0 up. Do you then bring on a Cedric Suarez, a Nel Nene to give them 5 minutes, a little send off? I don't know.
No, fuck that.
No. Okay, no is the answer to that one. But I think as fans, I think we've earned the right, because it has been a really difficult run-in for Arsenal, and we've come through it. I know the Villa blip was there, but everyone was, again, I'm repeating myself, but Arsenal got the hardest run-in, and we were pretty much flawless. After the Fulham defeat, I was on this podcast saying, Tyrus is over. We're out of it. We are done. And my stance then was, cool, one game at a time. Get to the Liverpool game. Cool. We kind of got into the Liverpool game in touch again. Cool. We then beat Liverpool, and then we've done what we've done. So I think we've earned the right to just enjoy ourselves. I won't be there at the Emirates. I will be at the Ops on Sunday. If there's a trophy parade on Monday. Yes, we got dodgy lasagna. Trust me, if I cook lasagna, James, it will be dodgy. It will be dodgy. But for you guys on Sunday, just enjoy yourselves.
The one disappointment I've got of the whole season, and I will take this disappointment with me. The one disappointment was for that game against Aston Villa. For the first time in the whole season, it was solely in our hands for 90 minutes, solely in our hands. Where it's been solely in Man City's hands since, and they've been ruthless, and the experience showed, and I do believe, that Turkey said earlier on that the table don't lie, the best team away. I do think Arsenal.
Don't say it, Lee.
No, I do think Arsenal's been the best team in the league this season. I do think that, but the reason that we've not won it is because we're up against a team with just so much more experience at the moment in all sorts of things, and experience is a massive key. You know what I mean? Like I remember as a kid playing in training against, you'd play like the younger players against the experienced guys, and the experience. We felt that we had the energy and everything like that, but they'd beat us, and you think, how did they beat us in experience? And then when you become the older player, you used to do it to the younger players because you knew you had that little bit of know-how, a little bit of experience how to beat teams. And I just think that it comes down to that. We had it for 90 minutes. We couldn't handle it. City have had it for a lot longer, and they've been able to handle it.
It's quality as well, though, Lee.
Say again?
I think it's quality as well. Like, you're right about experience.
Listen, we know at the end of the day now, listen, we know there's a massive difference between challenging for top 4 and challenging for the title. We know that, because you can afford to lose 10 games in the bloody running for the top 4 and still get it. Like, you can lose. Tottenham and Spurs have been battling for the Champions League spot. They've lost more games than they've won in the last month, the pair of them, and one of them still got Champions League football. That's how difficult it is. But of course, you've got to have, they've got the best. They've still got the best midfield player in the league. They've still got the best striker in the league. They've got the best manager. And I will go back to the managers when people say, I think he showed his winning class with the goalkeeping situation. When he changed the goalkeeper, Edison weren't happy about it, but he changed it. I thought that was a key decision, and the manager changed it. So you have to give credit where credit's due, and I do So
sure.
There you go.
This summer we've talked about it before, but it's about getting in some, call it bailout quality. I don't know if that's a term, but I think Turkish said it a while back. It feels like Arteta's coaching. Yeah, the players are obviously very good, and the quality's gone up, but it's like Arteta's coaching has kept us going punch for punch with City. Pep has had days. City weren't good at Tottenham. Like, I'll say it, City weren't very good the other day. They had some chances. Spurs had plenty as well. They actually didn't look like they were handling the occasion that well. They didn't know whether to press or sit back or whatever. Tottenham had moments. But De Bruyne with his signature underlap on a plate for Haaland, Ortega with, that's their number 2, with a save like that, and that's bailout quality. They were 1-0 down at Palace within 3 minutes. That could have been a moment that actually shook them a little bit. And then De Bruyne whips one in the top corner, one of the goals of the season. Bailout quality. If we can add that, a little bit more experience, the team grows, I'm confident we'll get there. And actually, the final thing I want to say on all this is, I ended last season, I remember it very clearly, actually. I ended last season exhausted, like I'd really been put through it. And I don't know if that's because of the games in general. Arsenal weren't in control as much, but then also the running, we were pretty shambolic. And I sort of thought, I need the summer break, and let's hope the transfers sort of get me going again, and we'll see in August. I don't feel that way. I feel raring to go already. I kind of want the new season to start. I'm like, and again, I still have hope for Sunday. But once that's done, I'm sort of like, okay. And I don't know if that's because it's not officially done. And maybe when I see City lifting that trophy, I'll sort of think, okay, let's take the break. But I'm just like, I want to, I'd never wish life away. But I'm also like, part of me wants to see what the next 3 years hold. And like, the hope in me is like, I'm going to see a list of trophies, and I've got no right to say that. We haven't won one since 2020, but I just feel this like, okay, we're on the journey, and I believe in this team more than ever.
I'm sure next season we win it, and I'm sure Pep's either got a month left in him or 12 months left in him. I don't see him staying past next season, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he steps away this summer.
Really?
But we'll see. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Definitely no more than 2025. I don't see a contract extension. 4-peat treble, 6 out of 7 titles, or is it 7 out of 8? I don't know what it is. The guy's done it all. He might as well dip out before these charges get processed and just escape that as well. Leave another manager with the fallout from that.
Just on that point quickly as well. One of my regrets is that Arteta didn't win it this year, because I really wanted him to win it with Klopp and Pep in the league. That doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day, but a few weeks ago I was thinking to myself, I really hope Arteta wins it, because then if he could win it with Klopp and Pep,
massive,
the two, that would be huge. But that's not going to happen now. But anyway.
All right, lads, considering the time, I just want to bring up the prediction table. It's done. James is this year's winner of the prediction table.
Thank you.
Well done.
I don't do Guard of Honors. Fuck him. We go again next season.
Wow.
What a bloke.
What a bloke. You love me really, James. But yeah, 7 points clear. He's ran away with it. 5
close.
Well deserved, James. He will have a star by his name, leaving only one man essentially naked.
It's coming. It's coming.
Do I get a winner's speech or?
Yeah. At the end, I'll give you a chance.
It's not the last pod yet.
Yeah.
Oh, on the last. Oh, okay, cool. On the last podcast. Oh, okay, nice. Was it like a nice 10-minute section?
Write it. Make sure it's prepared.
Okay, cool. All right. Actually, this will be fun. Okay.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Hmm.
James gone 42 points, 5 correct scores, well deserved. We're gonna make our predictions for Everton now. There's not much we can really do in the table. James, go first.
Who's got that fucking spoon? Do you remember last season he kept
Oh,
waving that
yeah.
fucking spoon on that camera? Who's got that? You got one of them?
For all
Do
the
you know what?
listeners,
I think I have the other one.
You've got a little spoon, James, somewhere, like, you know what I mean? So,
Oh, no, someone made those. I need to find them.
yeah, someone made them when we was in Holland.
Right. Okay.
And
I
they
need to find
me
that.
in Eindhoven,
Because-
like, yeah. So,
Oh, he's he's digging deep here.
Nah, somewhere.
oh, it's got rid of it, like, you know what I mean? Well, perhaps
One
they
final
make
question, everyone.
With my Arsenal stuff, man. What are you talking about, Lee? Look,
Oh, he's
Look
done
at
it.
that. Look at
Yeah,
that. There it is.
if it's got its
Look
own
at that.
bag, look, nice little. Come on.
Bought it a
Very
bag.
nice.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, well done.
Quick question before we
around every season or something.
make these predictions. Give me a percentage chance that we lift the title on Sunday? Each
None.
one.
One.
10.
None.
5.
10% chance.
It's done. You know what I mean? They're not losing they're not dropping points again. It'd be 3 or 4, it'd be all over. And then just enjoy the day, guys. Go and
But
enjoy
Lee,
See
Lee, can you imagine the pod on Monday if we win it?
Yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah, like and I'll tell you what,
No
I'm not even
complaints,
going
Carl.
down that route because I'm not putting myself through it no more. Thank you very much.
I can see it. Long ball. Long ball
That
from
video.
Areola. Antonio jumps up with Diaz, wins a free kick on the edge of the box. Ward-Prowse, 12th minute, whips it top corner.
I'll tell you something else, boys. If we do win it, it ain't going to be an 8 a.m. pod on Monday because I won't be here. You know,
Well, it will because we'll still be up.
London, right? You know what I mean?
It'll be a 4 a.m. one.
Yeah,
we'll still be up.
We'll still be up.
Lee won't make it because he can't type when he's had a drink, so he'll be typing the link.
There's no way. I'll be somewhere in North London still, like, you know what I mean? But it ain't going to matter.
On the floor.
So I'll see you at 8 o'clock Monday morning, bright and early.
Yeah, we sure will.
Can we do a prediction for West Ham's game as well? The City result as well for bonus points. No.
Yeah, but you don't just need bonus points. You need a prayer, and I don't think bonus points is going to help you in this situation.
I'm going 3-1 West Ham. Go on, James.
I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. Because I think City will get an early goal. I think we'll know it, and I think we'll largely be pretty relaxed throughout. And I'm going to go 3-1 City. I just feel like there will be something that gives us hope, whether it's West Ham going 1-0 up or whether it's 2-1 and we're sort of praying for an equaliser that City then kill off. I just have this feeling the final day won't be so routine, but will end up routine. So that's what I'll go with.
Arsenal 4-1.
Hold on, Turkish. Hold on. You've been used to it.
The league's done, Lee.
But no. Rules are rules. You know what I mean? Like, rules are rules.
Take a point off me. Shall I take a point off me? Go on, let me go ahead here.
Rules are rules. You can't be doing that. You know what I mean?
One of these Spurs fans fighting for second. Take it.
Come on.
Take it.
3-0 Arsenal. 4-0 City.
3-0, 4-0, 4-1, 5-1. 4-1 Arsenal, 5-1 City. Good night. Goal difference the same. 2 points difference.
4-1 Arsenal. 1-1 at the Etihad.
You just said 3-1 West Ham a few minutes ago.
No, it's 1-1 now. It's 1-1 now. 1-1.
I wonder what it's going to be when the pod finishes. All right.
And do you know what gives me no hope that will happen? Just look at the table. Just look at it.
There you go. There you go.
Lee, if it's 1-1 West Ham the Etihad, you owe me a drink. I'm
I'll
telling
tell
you that
what,
right
you can have
now.
my star. You can have my. You can have whatever you want. I'll buy you a bottle of champagne if that is the
I was
score.
going to say,
bottle of
we'll get
champagne.
rounds of shots in. Oh no, I've got to buy Jordan a drink. We won the Premier League.
I'll be happy to buy a bottle of champagne and share it with you. There you go.
And share it with you. You've been hanging around Julian too long. Give him the bottle, mate, for God's sake.
Come on, Arsenal. It's
Go
not
on,
over
come
yet.
into the
It's not
day.
over
2
yet.
minutes left. Jordan's about to run off. Let's get
Yeah,
the
I've got one,
comments in.
sorry.
Everyone
I'll go
ready?
Yeah, I'll go first. They were good this week. They were actually really good this week. But I've got one here. It's one of the early ones. The way Jordan's missus just walked into the room, she defo calls the shots in that relationship. No wonder he never watches the game in time. He's just living in her world. So rude. And it's all facts.
That hit home. How does he know?
Yeah, so that's my neighbor.
The cameras around here.
Yeah. Very, very true.
My one.
I'm scrambling because I had that one too. So let me keep looking.
My
It's
one's
at the very
from Eric.
top.
That old excuse, like, oh, no,
Yeah.
come on, champ.
That's
really,
a Jordan
really,
excuse.
champ.
Yeah.
I just did the equivalent of you know, when Man City won the title and then they drew at Brighton and lost at Brentford. Like, yeah.
Just phoned it.
Carry on. I'll find another. Go on.
Sorry, I lost, man. Actually, here it is. Derek, big up Derek. I met Derek on Sunday. He said, Turkish, my bro, great to meet you in the Trinity Hospitality Sunday. Didn't know you were Irish. Love the show, guys, and trust Jordan to get my hopes up for last night. Spurs need to be crushed next year. Love Judges and James. Keep it up. We'll definitely be over for a live show. Big up Derek. Big up the Irish. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but quarter Irish, and I'm close to that side. So
Yeah, that'd be a good one as well. Like, we'll go on tour. Forever Arsenal on tour.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
not?
up for that.
That'd be good. I've gone for Lenny's one night, which is a good one. Like, saw Lee and Julian running around after the game Sunday, obviously when it was raining, like, you know, looked as clueless as Jordan. we didn't know where to go, where to dodge, where to go, under what you know. Because I tell you what, some of the roofs were leaky, and we was dodging like, and we didn't know where to go to keep ourselves wet. So very good.
I'm not
Thank you,
liking these
Lenny.
strays. I'm not liking these strays.
Do you know, Jordan, you're a champion, man, because you take them so well. We all prod at you, and then the comments all prod at you.
Yeah.
But it's the light-hearted, funny one that I've just stumbled on this one from Chris Rich, sorry. Bro has gone for 10 minutes, comes back in, and
Yeah, I saw
immediately
that as well.
interrupts the conversation.
I saw that as
to
well.
Continue where he left off to talk about tackling.
Yeah, bruv, you know that,
I saw that one as
I
well.
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
It was a shocker. I have to admit. Even I have to admit that was
I even
bad.
said no, and he still done it. I said no.
I've just got to go back and address that.
Yeah. Back to the
20
game.
minutes ago.
Back to the game. We're really good at tackling. We all thought.
The thing is, the point was really, really good. It was just the delivery and the timing was bad. That's it. We are good at tackling. We're really good, but it's just anyway.
You like the title of the show, yeah?
I did, yeah. That was funny.
That was
Fine. Anyway,
we've all got comments in, and usually we do select the light-hearted banter ones. Before I do wrap up the show, I do want to get a comment in, and this one's from Miles. It was the most liked comment for the last show, and he said, these last couple of years have been the worst in my life. My mum died, amongst other things. Having this podcast to look forward to and Arsenal now title challenges have got me through it. Something to be excited about. Love you guys. Love
big
you
up
too.
yourself, man.
Like,
Big
when I
up,
say
Miles.
love for the love, mean it. I've also gone through losses in the last year and a half, so I can only imagine, you know, how deep it can feel losing someone so close to you. Keep your head up. Appreciate that the pod can help you through these times. Life, it can hit you for six, but there's still a lot, you know, to continue moving forward for, continue living for, continue keeping your head up for, continue keeping strong for. And that's what your mum would have wanted. And that's what we want. Always leave a comment if you need to leave a comment. We do go through the vast majority. We are also on the socials as well, people. I quite often get messages like this. I love the messages of banter and comedy and tongue-in-cheek, but these ones really hit home because I never thought talking about football could help take people away from such, things in life. So Miles, keep your head up. I'm sorry to hear what you're going through. Message us if you need, and hopefully you continue enjoying the pod, and hopefully next year Arsenal win a title, and you can take your mind off it some more. Not that you'll ever completely forget, and nor should you, but you just become used to the pain, and the pain becomes fond memories. So hang in there, people. Hit the like button, show Miles some love if he's in the comment section this week, and hopefully everyone's well, hopefully everyone's good, and love for the love as always. We're going to wrap it up here. Jordan, Lee, James, pleasure. We'll be back after the Everton game. Fingers crossed Jordan's right, but it hasn't happened often this time this season, people, so I wouldn't
See you Monday, 8 a.m.
Believe,
I wouldn't hold my breath.
believe.